Robot fans near and far, please welcome back to the field your MC with the pinkest hair in the West, Darren G.
Good morning, Auburn! Oh, come on, we're on daylight savings time now. Come on. Good morning, Auburn! There we go. Welcome back. Looks like everybody made it. The hour, they put in the clocks back, or forward actually. They made it back. Anybody go out to celebrate last night? There we are. Judges know what to do. What a great day we had yesterday. Or what a short night we had last night. Pick one. Well, all I can say is, that was amazing. But you know what? As I looked through it, like yesterday, there was a lot of robots that didn't make the field. But you know what? You learn every time you're back there trying to get your robot ready. It's all about the journey getting there, right? It's not about, this competition is really awesome. I think it's amazing. But it's about the journey you learned to take in the future of your life. Students, I keep cutting out here. Students, all I want you to say is, just because your robot did make it to the field, doesn't mean you didn't learn anything. It means that you added to your learning for your journey. All right? In the end, gracious professionalism. How many teams have crossed over to help another team get the robot going? How many teams have given parts to another team to get their robot working? How many teams love to stand behind them and help them with the driving when they're coming out on the field because they've never done it before? It's all about that gracious professionalism that we need to actually take back into the world today. And every student in here, you're a role model for the future when you go out that door. Every student here is a role model because it's what you've learned through this journey, building these amazing robots, so being part of this program. And as that journey, you keep going, you take that experience and you pass it on. And that passed on knowledge that you had sets the stage for what you do today. So think about this. All these volunteers around here, they're headed up by an amazing person, the coordinator, Marissa Chase. And what she has to do is these volunteers takes that knowledge from these volunteers and they help bring us to the next stage. Look at our judges, headed up by the veteran godfather himself, Robert Steele. The knowledge that is sitting right here it's a gift for all of us. And I want every student, open that gift. Don't just let it sit there. Open that gift and learn from what these people learned in their life. And then again, we have the others that have taken that step. The knowledge they have to read this really big rule book. And that's our referees. And that's headed up by, where you at, Natalie? Natalie Jansen Schmidt? And for what they have to do, it's just amazing because they read that. I don't know if anybody ever read the referee rule book before? How icky is that? It's really icky. So there's a lot of respect there when I look at that. And then the other knowledge of those people is that, and then they actually, a lot of folks just learned today is these folks have so much knowledge, they actually made them switch over to their phones or to their tablets. And that's our robot inspectors, and that's headed up by Alita. Where'd you at, Alita? Raise your hand there. Kakun. And Alita, nobody knows, she's actually an alumni from 360. I thought that was going to happen. And we'll get to those other loud ones later. And then There's another one, the knowledge this person has, because yesterday, remember we had that big long pause and they were all freaking out back here? And that person, so Kevin Emery, who's our FTA, has taken the knowledge he's learned and is applying it back to here because it's that software hard thing that I don't get along with. And then we have the field supervisor. Where's Ben at? Ben Strum. There he is. You got to stand up. Just don't wave. In case you don't know, if you're like mechanical things, if you're like the person mechanical on the robot, you know what? This is all mechanical out here pretty much, right? You have to have that knowledge, and that's what he's done. He's gone through, he's learned how it works. And then we have the other loud person that was part of 360. We want to introduce our AV crew director, tech director. This person we're so fortunate to have him at our district here, and that is James Byrne. So just to let you know, other districts called James if there's a problem with the AV stuff. So that's how fortunate we are to have that person here with us. So again, students, take what you've learned today, apply it in tomorrow. All right, for today, one of the cool things we get to do is we get to finish up our quals. If you are in like 20-something place, do you realize you can still end up in the top 8 just by how things happen? If you don't think so, you can. Trust me, you can. And it only takes a couple qual matches, and next thing you know, you're in the number 7 or number 6 or 5 slot because of the way things happen. So once we go through those, then we'll go immediately into alliance selection, and we're going to do something different. You haven't seen them, how they're doing it. We're actually going to line them up right here so you guys can see everybody, and they won't be obscured by the stage. So again, we're going to have that set up. And then they're going to have the top 8 teams, right? So if you're like in the top 10 teams right now, I would seriously think about getting your scouting data together. Because when I come up and ask you who you want to pick for your alliance and your mind goes clear, you're going to have 1,000 people looking at you saying, Anyways, again, so please start checking in and start getting your stuff together, and you can get that ready to go. Okay, so we get the top 8. They do and then we'll go into the tournament. Wait, I forgot one, the really important part. Once we do the alliance selection, we're going to go to lunch. Everybody asks, what time? We don't know. And the reason why we don't know is because it's up to the teams getting here on the field in time to finish qual rounds, getting on the field to make their alliance selections, and they have all their data to select their team. The goal is 11:30. Okay? And so, under our rules today for first, you get a 1-hour lunch, period. Unless you're on the alliance selection, you're going to get probably a 45-minute lunch. But as a whole, everybody's going to get a 1-hour lunch. So again, pay attention what's happening. Make sure you're organized and have everything in set. So when you do your alliance selection, then we can all go to lunch. Because remember, we want to get out of here earlier than last night. In my book, by about 5 hours. So let's see what can happen when you do this. Okay, so, and in between, as we start the Alliance tournament, we're going to do there's going to be some breaks within that, and that's where we're going to start giving out some hardware. So teams, be aware, trying to make sure you have folks in the audience on your team so that when we call out the award for a team, they say, oh, they're all in the pit. And then it gets awkward. So please make sure you have somebody in the audience at all times during those times when we're going to be giving out the hardware. And then at the end, for the closing ceremonies, we're going to finish out with the remaining cool hardware for the Impact Award and fun stuff like that. So you're going to want to be here for that. So with that, you guys all look like you're tired still. Arms are crossed, knees crossed. You can stand up now, so everybody stand up. We're going to have to remove our hats. National anthem. Yeah! So with that, are you ready to crescendo? All right, let's come on down. Let's power up our robots and rock this joint. And we want to welcome back the amazing game announcer, Josh Clark.
What's up, folks? Good morning.